Hello guys, this video is going to be a recap video of this week. I'm going to go over a few trades that I took myself, a few mistakes that I did during the week, and I want to break down like the trades that you could have taken, that also a few trades that I failed myself, and just like break down how you guys could have taken them, and in the end like what I learned from them personally. So let's jump straight into the chart. Um, Wait, I want to mention before that all these trades, or most of them, were given in advance. So please go check my X because I hate when people like point out setups, and basically it's more hindsight than pre-play. So I like definitely check my X. So first of all, the first trade of the week was or basically the first trade of the week that I missed was from the value area high. And let me just adjust the volume profile to where it was on Sunday because I did the pre-playing on last Sunday. So this is how the volume profile was looking. And basically what I was looking for was a sweep of this liquidity. Like we had equal, like basically equal highs around here. And this value area high, if you are not familiar, like these are the value area high, the POC, and the value area low are like um, key points on the chart, and basically they act like a support or resistance, as you guys can see here. And what I was thinking, like combined with this liquidity, was to get a sweep of these highs and then look for a short lower. I think actually I mentioned this in my last video, but yeah, who cares now? So basically, what I was looking for is a deviation of this value area high and the sweep of this liquidity, and then rotate lower. And once we flip this POC, a rotation to this value area low. And just go back to my previous video or my post on last Sunday. I don't know what date it was, the 9th of August. Yeah. So what basically happened is that price came up on Sunday evening. Um, I'm not sure if I was still awake or if it was the first time. Oh, no, I wasn't awake. Okay. It was basically midnight, so we got this really nice sweep um, right on midnight. I don't know why, but this kind of happens like kind of often, but yeah. So basically, we got the sweep of these highs, and as you guys can see, it's a relatively strong high just because of the sweep. Like if the wick is quite large, usually it means that it's a good level. So I would definitely expect like this high to hold rather than looking for this high to get taken out. I remember that I was looking for a sweep of this high, but now looking back, it wasn't like the smartest decision because like with swept liquidity, this high is not a liquidity high itself. It swept more liquidity than it generated. If you guys know what I mean. Well, let me also just check. Okay, we front run the EQ of this week, but that's okay. So basically, what I was pre-planning on Sunday, or basically also on Monday, was to either sweep this high, what we now know wasn't necessary, or sweep this eternal high and kind of hit like the EQ of this week. But as you guys can see, we got none of that, and price just ended up dumping lower. And here is where my mistake was basically. So if we jump to lower time frame, and also let me go back so it's cleaner. I was looking for these levels, but if we zoom in, we can see that first of all, this high took out this previous high. So it's already less likely, like it's not less likely to take this high, but it's not necessary to take this high just because this high already swept previous liquidity, so um, it's something that doesn't have to get swept primarily. So that was kind of the first mistake, and also what I'm starting like to incorporate are like these work supply and demands. That is a known concept in the futures market, and it works really well on the crypto market as well, like on Bitcoin at least, when combined with S&Ps also. So um, we basically had like this weak supply, and here was like, I mean, it's really obvious. To be honest, DD took the shot, so shout out to him, and he took the shot right here after we got this break. And if you look at this, we kind of had like a free drive. We have like three pushes to the upside, like one, two, three. I mean, I wouldn't really call this a wake of distribution, but you guys get the idea. One, two, three increases the probability of going lower just because of this move count. And then we get the bear break here, the bearish break here, and this would be. Wait, let me just check on what time frame the structure was valid on, and it was valid on the 5 minute time frame. So we'll take the short here, which stops above these highs and target the low. And to be honest, because we're expecting lower, I wouldn't even TP too much around here. Probably around, I think just de-risk, because the higher time frame idea remains the same. Like after we got this supply rate test, supply rate around here, the short was basically safe, so I would target this POC, and then after that I would target this belly area low. So this was basically like the entry that I should have taken rather than waiting for this wick to get taken out of this. I also want to think about what would have happened if we're taking it out, and I mean it's simple. Like if we went up again, I could have just re-shorted it here, or if we only get this structure, I can just short it around here. So yeah, I was too cautious, like because this is more internal stuff. So I was looking to um, got like one push higher, like maybe on New York, but yeah, it wasn't necessary just because um, just for the reason because this um, wick swept this previous high, and I also want to check um, if there was an SMT with Ethereum or with USDT, because these SMTs have been working quite well. So I just wanna quickly check that. Here's my pre-plan. Wait, let me just catch a chart. Then what? Now let's switch to Binance. Usually I'm using Bybit, but just to get the clean chart, I'm going to switch. So let's go back around here. Okay, yeah, we didn't something. Okay, yeah, I think now that you guys can see like SMTs are so clean. Like on this main high, we had them SMT between Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's like always so clean. I think USDT didn't have the SMT either. I can quite sure that I checked it. Um, like of course it's not. It's always like a nice plus one to have. Yeah, it does look like it. Yeah, this time we didn't have SMT. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what my mistake was, and it did hurt because, like, as you guys can see, price dumped a lot lower. Like, you would have taken partials around here and here, and then just keep the run around to the low. but to be honest, expecting to get taken out. But yeah, this was basically the first trade of this week. So now I want to go over the next trade, and it was around here. Let me just think. There was a trade. I'm not sure if there was a trade here as well. Um, I want to check. Let me check. Big miss. Yeah, this was the high. Yes. Short, same trade. This was the one lower. Um, no, eh? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yes. Okay, so now I want to go over the next shot, and this is uh, one shot that I actually ended up taking. And let's go back in time. Let's go one here. And basically, what I was thinking, I mean, it was the entire pre-plan from Sunday, is that if we end up breaking below this POC, I'm going to look for a retest and then show it lower, targeting the value area low. Like this was the entire pre-plan. And I did end up taking this trade. I also want to go shortly about why and how I took this trade, but after that, I want to explain what my mistake was because I fumbled this trade. But yeah, basically, if we go back and just forward the price, basically we had our news around here. 230 was, I think, CPI, yeah, CPI news. But before that, we kind of, I mean, it has happened quite a lot of times that like before the news, we get the push higher, and then news releases and we um, take out like all this price hit that got built up before. The same happened around, um, I mean, it wasn't as strong, but the same happened around here. I'm not sure what news where, but something was here. And basically, price pumped up before, then trapped a lot of price around here, and then retraced to the EQ. But yeah, let me just delete this. So now I want to go over why I took the trade. Basically, price pushed up, like with this pre-manipulation and aggressive sell-off on the news itself. Also, what was like a clear sign for me was a double S&T, change it to double, between BTC ETH and BTC USDT. You guys can clearly see like USDT is inversely correlated, but as you guys can see, Bitcoin made a lower high, and if it was the same, USDT would have made a higher low, but that was not the case, and USDT went lower, putting in the S&T was +1, and at the same time, ETH USDT ETH did the same. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, here. This was like a really strong S&T. I mean, not strong, but a huge divergence between these two pairs. Like ETH made a big high high, and Bitcoin just made low high. So this was one reason why I wasn't looking at this high from a liquidity perspective, but rather from an SMT perspective. That was like the main reason. And now I want to go over how I shorted. So basically, we had this SMT, and we had this POC, what was my um, main confluence. And wait, I actually forgot about this. We had the weekly. Uh, where is it? Is it this one? I hope. Yeah, kind of. So basically, we had this weekly WeWebs that has been acting as resistance before, like you guys can see. I mean, this was like the strongest indication. And what I was looking for was reclaim of it. Like we deviate outside and then reclaim it. Also retested here because you could have taken a scalp, but it's not really the way I trade. Like I did really backtest it too much, so I'm not going to talk about that. But basically, what I was looking for was let me think. Price dump down, yeah. Price dump down, and then we had this clean. Maybe I could have just put my nah. It was too risky. It was too risky. Like price traded this really clean supply PI, as you guys can see, and I basically waited for the structure break first, the structure break, then fall below the weekly level. Also, SF. I'm not sure if we SFP this, but what is this? Um, yeah, we tapped it, but this is not a strong low. It's just the first sign of weakness. And then I basically just saw price coming into this level, and I entered my short. My stop was above the high, and was expecting a quick flush to the downside. You guys can see yourself what happened after that. Price, wait, it's way too slow. Let's put it on 5x. Yeah, fuck, it's too slow. So basically, what happened here? Took the short on Wednesday after news, and then I woke up on Thursday, of course, I woke up. What am I talking about? But I woke up and I saw price like pumping to the upside. I was like, damn, what the fuck is going on? And like, of course, I was looking at this demand PI, and my main idea was to be honest, like, can be real with you, tap into this POC, like reject of this weekly level, and just new floor. That was basically my expectation, like what I was pre-planning. And you guys can see that none of like um, the opposite basically happened. Price pumped back up, and here was something really stupid that happened. Also, let me relate all this shit. Price pumped back up, and man, I was just stupid. Like I was thinking, okay, so if price, I mean, first of all, I was thinking, why didn't price go lower? Like we only have liquidity below us. Like there's no reason that price is going to stop, especially when we reject from our main POC. Like there was really no reason for me to for price to stop around here, and um, that was like an idea that was already like branded into my brain basically. And after price got up, I was actually kind of scared. Like my position size was a little bigger than usual. I have to say that. So some emotions were definitely like triggered by this event. Also because we didn't like just dump lower. And what I was thinking was that okay, price has this demand, and this move looks relatively bullish. To be honest, if you look at it just like that, it is actually. But I was thinking, okay, so instead of trailing my stop loss from here down to this low, like the main idea from this would have been if price ended up taking this high, we would we would have had internal structure that you could short here again, like reshort it here. But I was thinking like, yes, so if I'm expecting this high to get taken again because we have this demand, why should I move my stop loss here if I can just close it around break even, wait for price to come back up to here, and then re-enter? Man, this was this was so stupid. Like I don't know how I convinced myself. It was probably the position size that I used. Like before you take the trade, you are fully accepting it, but then once you are like in the trade, you are like Yeah, maybe I can save some money here, maybe save some money there. It was so stupid. Like also before I was thinking, yeah, now like I got the psychology part down. Now it's all in strategy, and now I found out the fuck out of it. So, um, yeah, that was my bet. I learned from it now, but as you guys can see, the funny thing is that this was even the highlight. Yeah, it was. It's not stuff. Can't do anything wrong. But yeah, basically that was my idea, the proper way, how I should have done it, and how I'm also doing it when scalping is that when the trade isn't looking too great, I'm basically like trailing my stop loss from the main high to the lower high when we have some decent structure to work with. In this case, it would have been like this, and then if I get stopped out for like, wait, if this is basically 1%, this would be damn 0.2% basically. So I wouldn't even have lost that much. Nah, yeah. I also made a post about my own ex. Sorry, I fucking know. But yeah, this would have been like the proper way to do it. I didn't do it, and basically I got cooked. Price didn't let me take any new trades. And yeah, to us that was it basically. I just want to check if there was actually an SMT on here. Mm. But I gotta be real that I was like after we got this sweep of these lows, I was looking for a reshot around sweeper level combining with this sweep, but you guys can see we didn't get that. Then price just nuked down, man. I was mad after I saw that I was mad, and then I actually cooked the up and new trade, but I wanna go over it in a few minutes. But basically, wait, let me just check. I jumped in too much wrong. This is also something I gotta work on, but I just want to check if there was an SMT between ETH and BTC. Nope. UCT. Please, please. Mm, nope. No SMT down. Bro, what's going on? But yeah, wait, no SMT, but yeah, basically I fumbled this trade, so and that was it. And now I wanna talk about this last trade, I think. Yeah, I think it's the last one. Um, short print. Yes, this one. So basically, after I was mad after closing this shot, I cooked up this really nice trade that I also shared on my X. But I mean, now hindsight, I should have stayed awake, but yeah, it is what it is now. But basically, it was really simple trade. I wanna go over. We tapped into this higher time frame, the area high. No, high volume node. Sorry. Let me just plot this on. Hello. Okay. You guys can see we have like this high volume around here, so price basically ended up bouncing from here. And we also had our demands, so combining those two levels, I was expecting a bounce, but as you guys can see, it was just, man, also delayed this, I don't know. This move was like really bearish. Yes, we ended up sweeping a lot of sell side liquidity, but as you guys can see, we even closed below, at least in this time frame. And whenever you see like these really aggressive moves, it's really unlikely that this is going to um, be the bottom and actually like bring us back down. Like in the crypto space, it's really unlikely. Like this move has way more sellers than like most of the times. Of course, it's not 100%, but most of the times this aggressive move is going to hold for the next pullback and then continue the price up to take this low once more. Like that has been the case a lot of times. So I was quite confident for this low to get taken out, also because we didn't have any accumulative price action at the low. was also like really important when you want to see price sustainably going higher. So I don't know if we like went up like this, then like this, creating like this nice return to zone, sweeping. So it's like once again, then I would have said yes, we can go high, but um, this level was just too weak for me. And basically, I marked this level out for a few reasons. Like first of all, if we go to the lower time frame, you guys can see that. Wait, let me also just go back in time. First, this was a 15-minute supply PI, I think. So we have this big. Nah, wait, is this a price? Man, I'm tripping. Yeah, it was here. I knew something was off. So we basically had this big 50-minute supply, and then we had like this really nice refined supply that is always like a nice plus one. Also, it seems like okay. So that was like the first thing that I marked out. And then basically it's about stacking confluences. And as you guys can see, I already um, put the volume indicator before on, but as you guys can see, we had the previous or the daily POC around here, and also we had like, if I zoom out to the higher time frame, we had a lot of volume stacked around that level. So um, if we end up like we did, we end up breaking lower. So this ends up acting as resistance, and that was basically my main idea why I was looking for shorts around here as well. And also, I'm not sure if there was a fib level as well. I think that's 618 or 786. Wait, let me check. Oh no, or was the golden pocket itself? Yeah, it was the golden pocket. Okay. Yeah, there was also another console that was aligning. I'm not sure if there was something else. I'm not going to check it now. You can just go back to my X, but that was basically like my pre-plan, targeting this week low, pull back into our golden pocket combined with our refined supply and backed by our daily POC, what is always a really strong level. And what I also mapped out was this potential PO3, like as you guys can see, we had like this range, and then price broke out, distributed manipulation, and then basically you expect the continuation, yeah, the expansion to the downside. Then we also had like this demand right here. You could have taken a partial off if we had seen a reaction. But yeah, basically price ended up coming back higher. Unfortunately, I wasn't awake. I mean, now that I am now seeing that price perfectly like rejected off this POI, I should have stayed awake. But of course, you never know like what if price ended up, I mean, ranging even more, and I don't know, like just nuking higher, like it wouldn't have been worth it. And I also tried it a few times, like putting my phone next to me, and sometimes it gave me a lot around 3 a.m. or something. But to be honest, I'm like so tired, I can't open the shots. Like I'm not able to do that. So yeah, I was not watching it, but basically the entry was 30-second ish break. I mean the volume was kind of dead, but um, it is well like 30-second structure and up, down, up, down, break here. Then you short it. Where's my short tool? Short it around here. Stop loss above the high. And basically like you just better run low. Shoot this low. Hit the partial right here, and that's basically like the trade. If the screen is going to load. And what is this bullshit? So yeah, as you guys can see, price perfectly sold off and to a slow. I think I was even the trade here, but I'm not going to go over it now. And is there anything significant? I mean, I could go over and talk like about a few trades that could have taken around here. I mean, this is Saturday, so I'm not too keen to take it. But what's always nice to see is when you have, I mean, first of all, this is some sort of like not a clearance accumulation, but some sort of. And what you always want to see, like what is a really nice trade when trading market structure is like when you have this bullish break after sweeping liquidity. I mean, here we didn't, but get the bullish break, and then like don't get like this little bullish break, but get like on a higher time frame, like on I'm not sure on what, maybe it's a 15-minute time frame, but um, you have like clean structure that you can see and properly see. And you also pull back into this structure demand. Wait, was this mitigated? Oh, damn. We do it perfectly. Ah, okay, we're for the 3 minute, but you guys can see that we um, tap into this bigger demand. And here we broke like the refine structure, and this is technically where you could have taken your entry based off, but yeah, Saturdays are always like special for myself. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you guys took any trades, if you learned anything from this video, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.